Todd Gray, welcome to Unite Monaco.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
I would like to start with your company.
Yes.
What what is so special? Because it is. But I will let you tell us more about this.
Well, we got into the wearables business at the feet to solve an issue of enemy impersonation of soldiers and creating a biometric of an individual so that we could produce a autonomous or self-governing biometric credentialing system for the military. And then upon that discovery, it was realized that it had applications across the entire space of the medical field for progression, regression of disease, effects of pharmacologies, and we have the only weight wearable patent in the world, so we know your weight, average daily weight, etc. So it's a very exciting field to be in.
Why did you choose this?
Well,
Things?
the original task was to solve a problem, and the normal biometrics of fingerprints and retina scans didn't work in the in a soldier space. So we had to devise a way of creating a means of identity automation in a non-intrusive way that allowed the soldier to focus on their task at hand. And so we wind up over a number of years devising, utilizing the feet.
Can you give us some case example of this BioSol platform?
Well, the BioSol platform, as I said, its origins was to provide a biometric identity system that was fully autonomous and hands-free. And from there, upon that discovery and invention, we spent a number of years researching disease pathologies, gait-related abnormalities tied to disease. And it turns out that it applies to about 85% of known physical ailments, sickness, injury, even the effects of pharmaceuticals have an adverse effect on balance, weight, locomotion. So by creating that biometric, it provides a baseline or normal for the individual. So any deviation from that baseline could be the progression or regression of disease, effects of pharmaceuticals, and other sorts of factors.
It helps with prevention and
It helps with monitoring, like health management. Like, we're not going to say you have a disease, but it's more for people that are suffering from these ailments or from sickness, or somebody with an injury that's going through rehabilitation. So it gives you the individual insight into how you're doing, but it also provides that real-time actionable data for health practitioners, insurance companies, and other interested individuals, even family members that are watching for their mother, and that sort of thing. And it provides that real-world data input, as opposed to going into a laboratory or a doctor's office.
in real time data.
In real time.
And because we are talking about an amount of data which is very
Yes.
hard to store.
Yes, it is.
Is AI helping you in this
Well,
scenario?
AI is helping us in the back end. So all of the data that's produced goes into a proprietary cloud for the individual. That data, which is de-identified, if you will, on the privacy side, goes within a populated database where we apply that artificial intelligence. And over time, we're building out individual separate data silos by disease, by stage of disease, and the top 10 medications prescribed by stage of disease, so that we'd be able then to create and populate databases by those individual sectors. And then that AI continuously looks for new biomarkers that could be of assistance to research foundations like Parkinson's, dementia, heart and stroke, diabetes, even cerebral palsy, spinal stenosis, and all ranges of diseases that affect balance or locomotion or gait in general.
Any storage of data, it's a subject of privacy. So
Yes.
when it comes to critical issue like privacy and the legislation, the policies in Europe,
Yes.
are
Well,
different than
it is,
US.
and we designed the system with privacy in mind. So our current privacy exceeds the GDPR in Europe. It exceeds the privacy issues in California, which are as stringent or more stringent than the GDPR. And personal privacy is a benefit. So even on the biometric identity side, it was designed so it's fully contained within the smart chip in the insole. So there's no exposure of your biometric anywhere. And if you think of a concept of how biometrics work today, thumbprints, facial scans, in order for a system to know it's you, they have to have a copy of you. And in our platform, that world is who are you? And in our world, I am who I say I am. And therein lies the differentiator between the current biometric systems and where we're taking biometrics in a connected world.
Mhm. And how do you navigate in this world?
Well, today's world is a little bit more complicated. We're just coming out of a pandemic, so you've got. It's not like there was a cold for a week. The world was shut down for 2.5 years. So even as we're coming out, there's still that, I call it a PTSD-like effect, where people are still paranoid, concerned about touching things. So we're introducing this touchless or hands-free into this connected world of IoT. But then you layer on the after effects of the government subsidies and government programs, and now you're experiencing, high inflation. You're dealing with supply chain issues, rising prices at the pumps, and all sorts of things. So when you look at a product like what we're doing, it's not a discretionary spend. It winds up being, a spend that is of benefit to the individual, as opposed to just buying something because you want to. And we have everything that we apply our platform to intersects with one form or another of insurance, whether it's health insurance, life insurance, or all sorts of other different types of bundles of insurance, where we would benefit, and the insurance companies would benefit by having that de-risk and cost reduction and risk reduction in the insurance world.
But is true that pandemic helped your product be more open to the public?
The pandemic really elevated remote patient monitoring, telemedicine. And one of the factors that have come in, while it's convenient, they were lacking actionable data from the individual to make that virtual session of real value. So if you look at the telemedicine practice, you get on that video conference, but then they're asking you the same questions when you went into the doctor's office. How you feeling? Are you moving around okay? But with this platform, we can upload that data directly into the electronic health record, so the doctor is aware of your activity, your weight, and all sorts of other factors. So it becomes an intelligent visit with the doctor, so a value-added service.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And updated
Daily.
daily.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Todd, thank you for being here with us here in Monaco.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure, and I look forward to enjoying the rest of the qualifying and race day tomorrow. Thank you very much.